whatever language it is that he's speaking. Obviously, you can tell he's pissed, and he's swearing at you, and he's pointing at all of you, making gestures.
Well, I
He's
can
not
just
pissed in
reserve
a
my
good
own.
way either.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of a scene in the beginning of Event Horizon. Screw layman's terms. Do you speak English?
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth me trying to roll linguistics again, because I mean, if he's speaking a language
Well, if he
we
keeps
don't
yelling at us,
understand.
I'm about to get up and just punch the shit out of him
Oh,
because he's really
out
annoying.
of, I'll try again.
The dwarf
Holy,
is really frustrated.
that was. I don't know how that happened, but it rolled completely off the board. No, I still can't understand what he's saying.
No.
I pick an apple off the center of the table and hand it to him. He must be hungry.
He slaps it out of your hand.
I stand up and slap him in the face.
Well, that's a long reach for you.
Not
I
because
stand
your
up.
arms are short.
I stand up, pull a sword out of my back, and slap him in the face with the sword,
I'm,
which I don't have because I have an
I
axe.
wanna
You have an axe, yeah.
I want to see you stand up, get up on the table, and then slap him in the face.
So there you go. I stand up, get up on the table, and
It
slap him in the
takes
face.
like 5 minutes with your feet dangling like this.
All right, roll
Dexterity.
dexterity for me.
Roll
You need
dexterity.
acrobatics to get up on this.
I just want to see if we can pull off the whole hit him with the axe. Oh my god! All right, you
quickly run away. So I
you
don't get
swiftly fall off the table and land square on your back, and he starts laughing at you in such a language that you understand.
Well, at this point, I'm certain Andrew was trying not to snicker, but he's having a hard time failing. So, standing up, sir, can you communicate in common? We cannot understand.
Just as you say that, he starts to motion like he's going to speak to you, and Amiku comes charging out of the door. She starts yelling at him in some language as well.
Which sounds backwards to me.
Yes, it's like
What the fuck is going on?
she's
You got
holding.
little stars swirling.
Yeah,
around
you're
your head.
and little
I
birds.
know.
Little birdie, tweet, tweet.
What just happened? Why am I on my back?
I'm gonna ask Amiku, please, can you explain what it is that this man is so...
She puts her
Excited
hand up
about.
and points at you with a finger up in the air. Like, don't bother me right now.
Oh, like.
Yeah, like Trendane. I'm sorry you guys can't see my camera, but just like Trendane. Yes. And so she
I was gonna
continues.
say, like
No, not that finger.
I thought you were saying she was go to your room.
Yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus. Okay.
So she
Alright.
she does that with the finger thing, and then she continues to yell at him. He's yelling back at her. She takes her ladle that she's got in her hand, which has some like soup in it, and she made it out of clay, and she smacks him right in the head with the ladle.
Damn.
He immediately grabs her by the back of her hair and yanks it and starts trying to pull her out the door. She then takes the ladle, smashes him square in the face. He gets covered. His nice outfit he's got there gets covered in like chicken and noodles and stuff like that. And then he turns and runs out the door.
He looks delicious. I should go after him.
Wow.
So then she turns around and she's sitting there. Her hair is all frazzled and out of whack. You know, she's with these little, those little chopsticks she's got in her hair, kind of hold a bun up, and they're like hanging down crooked, and she looks completely frazzled and pissed off.
Does she look like the same race as the guy that came in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she's talking the same language?
She was, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now she's just standing there in the doorway, kind of going, obviously distraught.
First thing, if I were an asshole, if Andrew, not I, if Andy were an asshole, he would go over and very tenderly lay his hand on her arm and go, "Is this soup ready?" But
Gavin gets up, walks over to her, and says, "Is the soup ready?"
She goes, do not test me. I do not need this right now, Gavin. What's that?
Do you need me to clean the ladle for you?
Look.
Would you like to tell us what's going on?
That was my father. And something's going on with my brother, which I don't know where he is. My father is all pissed off at you guys because you didn't let the professionals handle this situation. I don't know why he's involved, what he has to do with any of this stuff. But
Professional what?
You know, cops, police,
What situation
guards,
are you talking about?
the whole goblin thing. He was going off about how you all should not have been involved. My brother Tetsuo is missing.
Tetsuo!
Yes, and nobody knows where he is. He called you vagrants and vagabonds, and you should not have been involved with the whole thing. And she's obviously distraught and pissed off. What's that?
Do you love your father?
I love him very much.
Would you miss your father?
What? What do you mean by that?
If he were gone, would you miss him?
What does it have to do with that right now? What are you talking about?
Well, maybe you can convey to him that because of those people not being around, if it weren't for us cleaning up the mess that they should have been taken care of, you might be missing him right now, and I don't think he realizes that.
Well, I don't know. You can see tears are starting to well up in her eyes, and she kind of throws the ladle down on the floor and stomps off towards the kitchen.
I pick the ladle up, go back and get some soup, and sit back down.
The soup's in the kitchen.
Well, okay, I go to the kitchen and get some.
Yeah.
that is not clean anymore.
It doesn't matter.
He's a
to
dwarf. Yeah. They eat dirt for breakfast, so.
Instead of
There's not
Lucky
a pile
Charms,
of night soil sitting in front of where he was seated, was there? That's not dirt, you know. I mean,
I'm just sitting here at the table sipping my brew of wizard's tea, wondering what is going on. Quite bemused.
so she left, or is she still in here?
She left. She's in the kitchen. Now, about a minute or two after she goes into the kitchen, let me go ahead and turn this guy off here.
Why did you have fun turning them on?
Yes. Hold on. Why can't I? Oh, I know. I have to turn it off over here. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. So after a few seconds, a woman walks in. Her hair is also very frazzled. She has a baby in her arms, and another child is hanging on her back.
Get in my belly!
They're not mine.
No. And she's extreme. She's like walking the door and she's just shaking.
She seems hungry. I hand her an apple. No, the child. How about the child?
The little child, yes.
Okay. I just
was
want
in a
someone to
trip to
take
the
this apple. I'm
dentist
feeling
here.
really hurt. I hand the child the apple.
He looks extremely distraught. Like little child is just sitting there shaking. He looks like he's been crying a lot. His face is dirty and he's got tear streaks running down through the dirt on his face.
How many empty places are there to sit?
There's a couple around the table. There's definitely enough for them, yeah.
Okay. Well, would you like to come sit?
I'm gonna walk into the kitchen.
Okay. So she kind of like nods and sort of comes over and sits down.
I grab an empty mug and I'll pour her a cup of tea and slide it across the table for her.
Okay, so she kind of picks it up and it shakes, and she's trying to drink it, and you can see her hands are shaking, and the children are the one's a baby, so the baby's just sort of looking up at her, but the other child is just sort of sitting there with like this scared, dazed look on his face.
I tell the wizard that in Drow that perhaps she could use something stronger than that.
Roll for it. Roll for it.
I think we have established that he can understand me. You're in the
Nope.
kitchen. Stay away.
Nope.
You're in the
Nope.
kitchen. You're not even here.
Domo undid that understanding.
He did?
He
When did that happen?
last week.
I don't have to roll for it. He has to roll for it if he understood what I just said.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
you go ahead.
Okay.
A 20.
There you go.
Fine.
You understand everything she said. You nailed it.
Waste.
From now on,
No, not from now on. It's
Please, can we set this precedent?
just from now on. No, Not-
Please, can we set
not
this
yet. In about 100 pages. We can say.
That's the best role he could have ever had.
Yeah.
Ever.
probably. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
crit that
you crit it.
linguistics.
So
He crit that language so hard.
what were you exactly saying to him actually?
I said to him that perhaps she needs something stronger than tea.
Yes.
I looked back and said,
Stronger
"Don't touch my ale."
You're in the kitchen.
Where are the Cheetos?
There's no Cheetos.
No reply from the wizard. I shake my head and I walk to the bar and I order something. I point. I want some of that.
All right, the bar wench hands you a something like looks.
Bottle of Jameson.
No, it looks like just some regular straight up whiskey.
Fantastic. I motion for a second one. Because I might as well. It's gonna be a long day.
Okay.
I put coin on the board. I walk it over. I give one to the woman. I drink the other one and I sit back down and be quiet.
Okay, she kind of picks it up and goes. It's shot glass, right?
Yes.
She's got it, and sort of some of it spills. Her hands shaking so bad, and she takes a little sip. In the kitchen, Squirrel, Mr. Gavin. You see Amiku walking back and forth between a couple of people that are like cooking some food, and she's barking out orders, yelling at one woman to go get the laundry done. She's obviously upset.
I'm gonna go to the sink and clean the ladle off.
Okay. She walks in. She goes, "Look, Gavin, I have no time for you right now. This is a family matter, and quite honestly, I don't think you need to be involved."
I see that, and I'm just merely helping out where I can. So, if you need help with anything, let me know. But for now, I'm gonna clean this ladle off that you beat your father with, and we're gonna get some soup.
Are you gonna get some
If
soup?
that's okay.
She's like, "It's not done yet. The noodles are still not al dente."
They're not al dente. What can I do to make them al dente?
Stir the pot.
Wait.
Yes,
You need me to stir them for you? Okay.
fine.
I will stir them for you.
So she stomps off and goes around the corner. All right, so back out there. So the woman is sitting. She goes, are you all the goblin slayers? The ones who helped our town?"
Well, we did rid of a few goblins. Have you run into some more? Are you having goblin issues?
I don't
Do
quite
you have some in your basement?
know.
Your goblin daddy, and what did he do?
No. My husband, his name is Allergast, and he this is my baby, Vera, and Vera sleeps in the same room as my son here, and for the last couple of days, we've been hearing noises, and we didn't know what it was, and now my son was bitten by a goblin, we think. We don't know, but he's got a big bite mark on his arm. And my husband went into the room to figure it out, and I heard him yell, and he told me, get out of the house, and that's the last we heard. I went back in the front door to ask what was going on, and he didn't answer, and so we came over here.
Okay.
Andrew's going to look at her son and say, may I see?
He kind of holds his arm up kind of timidly. There is definitely a half circle bite right arm, and on the underside of his arm is the other side of it. So it's something bit him.
It's a were-goblin.
Do the bite marks look human?
No. Definitely pointy teeth. It could be a goblin, it could be a dog, it could be anything.
I'm sitting
I think-
quietly in the corner, not understanding anything. I'm carving a figurine out of wood.
Okay.
I'll probably get it done because we progress quite slowly.
I mean, I'm not sure that it's warranted, but I'm going to roll a sense motive to see if her story is. See if there's anything she's not telling us. No, I can't tell, as far as I know. I can tell.
She is totally legit. You believe her, and you immediately go and do what she asks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So Andrew's going to wait here. I'll be right back and go to the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to be rude, but can I ask why you maybe didn't take him to a doctor and go to the local authorities?
Well, on the way over, we came across a woman who stopped the bleeding and said he'd be fine. So, we have been looking around for the sheriff and we haven't seen him, and somebody said he was over here. So we came to here.
Just to clarify, didn't we leave the sheriff up at the?
That was last night, but he's probably
legal?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, wasn't Squirrel supposed to?
Gavin.
Gavin was supposed to meet him at the lockup or whatever, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's not.
I was supposed to go to the meeting this morning.
Progressing on my figurine, it was supposed to be a pony. It's more of a sphere at the moment. I think circular, with some
So it's
not
a-
really that either. It's a block of wood basically.
What?
So it's a fat pony.
What are you?
No, it's just a block of wood.
What are you talking about?
I rolled and I rolled a 3, so obviously
Oh.
my wood carving is shit.
Yeah, it's absolutely shit. Keep working on it.
I am.
Okay.
I'm carving along as I don't understand a word of.
So
what's
you
going
are all
on,
sitting there trying to
carving
talk to her,
along.
and sawdust is flying all around the
So
room,
you're just hacking at it. You're just like, "Argh."
and it sounds like a chainsaw.
Just cutting it in half now.
So once in the kitchen, I'm just going to try to find Piku and ask for mint, rosemary, and arrowroot.
Okay, so she comes stomping back around the corner, still very, very frustrated. You can see she's been crying. You see Gavin over on the side, reaching really high up in the air, trying to stir the pot that's on the stove.
No. I found a stool.
Okay, so you see Gavin standing on the back of a kitchen maid, while he's stirring a pot.
I want to see him. I want to see him roll to see if he can successfully.
He could fall in the soup.
You
You
know what?
slip
Here,
on her camisole and fall into this.
I'll roll it.
Don't.
You successfully are standing on her back.
That's terrible.
That's right. Like a boss.
Like a boss.
What she gets for getting on her hands and knees to scrub the kitchen floor.
Exactly. But he used his charm, and his amazingly large charisma.
Uh-huh.
My figurine is not looking better.
Much better.
Yep. Charisma check.
You got it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I had to scrub the floor anyway, so I'll just stay like this, and you can reach the pot." So okay, so
Hey,
Trent,
miss, while you're down there.
yeah. So Andu, so Amiko comes around the corner. She's very upset, and she can tell she's probably went into one of the other rooms to have a good cry. So she's like, "Excuse me, what? Can I help you?"
I was wondering if perhaps you have mint, rosemary, and arrowroot.
Are you making a tea? What?
Poultice, actually. There is a young boy, and
Fine. She turns
I
and
don't know if this is family of yours as well.
hold on. She goes and grabs the stuff, and she comes back with it. You know, a couple of mint leaves, one arrowroot, and some rosemary. Here you go. Let's go look. So she comes out there with you. All right. So out comes Andu, and he walks out into the room, and there is Andu with some stuff in his hand. You guys who are out there already noticed him walking out, and behind him is Amiko, and she goes, "Oh, Miss Barrett, what's going on?" She's like, I'm Allergast. This morning something happened. Our son was bitten, and we've been hearing noises in the closet, and we thought it was just maybe something supernatural or something like a ghost, and we didn't really bother us. But then it started like harassing the dog, and the dog wouldn't stop barking. It just wouldn't stop barking. And then this morning the dog stopped barking, and then we heard a yelp, and then our son started screaming, and my husband ran in there, and he told us to get out and to go get help, and this is where we came. We were looking for the sheriff. And Miko's like, holy cow, yeah, we better get over there and figure out what's going on. So...
I finished my pony.
Yeah?
I want to give it to the boy.
Okay. How did you do? You rolled...
I rolled a 16.
All right.
I think it's not pretty, but, it
It's-
doesn't look like a
It looks
compass
like a
anymore.
square now.
It's a square with like 4 little sticks that are sticking out of it in sort of random directions.
Could
And
be a horse,
it-
might be a goose. I'm not sure.
so, yeah, that was good enough. What are you doing? What is this? Now we know why Squirrel's all hyped up. He's drinking Monster.
Monster.
Monster. Yee! Okay,
Doesn't
so
help you get any taller.
Squirrel, the maid is like, look, I gotta get back to work. Maybe we could talk later. I could always use somebody to walk around on my back because it's so
I just
painful.
looked down at her, confused. It's like, well, who's gonna stir the soup?
I'll stir the soup.
Well, why weren't you stirring the soup to begin
I'm
with?
scrubbing the floor.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
What? So Miko comes walking in and she's like, look, we're gonna go over to this lady's house. Are you coming with us?
Oh, so now you're talking to me. Sure, let's go.
Okay.
This lady's confused anyway. So who's gonna stir the soup?
Mary will stir the soup. Mary the maid.
Is she a
I'm not
Mary
going
maid?
to marry the maid.
No, you don't have to marry the maid. She's a merry maid. All right. So, yes, what would you like to say? Oh, you're making the-
Andrew's going to
Yeah.
quickly make that. It doesn't take long, but he will explain to the boy what each of the components do. That the mint will help him to heal faster, and the rosemary will help to keep it from getting infected, and that the arrowroot acts as a binder to keep it from bleeding and everything. He grinds it into a poultice and
Wraps it up.
wraps it up.
He looks very grateful. Amiko's like, look, why don't you head over there? I'm going to stay here with her for just a little bit, kind of get this sorted. I'll be right behind you, and just checked it out. And I'm going to go try to find the sheriff as well, see if he can come over and help. But please go check on her husband.
Well, okay, since it appears the town seems to be lacking in official authorities, I guess we should go do this thing.
I know, right? Yeah, didn't we just get yelled at for this very thing?
I'm starting a new sculpture.
Okay.
What else am I gonna do? Nobody's telling me what's going on, so I'm sitting here. I understand nothing. I carve my wood figures.
I'm going to try and convey to Errol
Holy
we're doing.
crap.
Oh,
Let's
right.
go!
That's two
Until-
linguistics rolls
That's
that
two
are maxed
20s.
out. That's two.
I
You-
take out my swords and I'm ready to go.
Can we
Sorry.
set the precedent now? How many more critical successes does he need?
He just
He rolled
happens
a
to be
couple
very
of
lucky,
ones.
yeah. And then he rolls
Yeah,
some
he just woke
ones.
up and he hasn't been drinking.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we've established that he can talk to a drow.
When he's sober and it's early in the morning.
Yep.
All right,
Once
so
we're in the
that's
middle of a
precedent.
fight, he's going to be like,
Yeah.
hand lotion! Hand lotion! He's gonna be like, what?
Actually, is that a fair enough rule that if I'm under some sort of stress in battle, or if I've been drinking or something like that, that I might have to roll? But if we're just sitting in a room,
I will
sober
say
and-
yes. You can moderately explain things. It's not perfect, but she gets like every other word pretty much. And when she speaks to you, it's about the same, about every other word. But if you're drinking
Like-
or in combat, we'll
Yeah.
roll to see if it's.
have to roll.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So
It's literally like Tarzan speak is what you're
yeah,
saying.
you go here. Me, Jane.
Bring
Yep.
weapon, help people.
Yeah, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Go down.
Weapon!
Goblin.
Help people! Now!
Goblin in my basement.
But you got to say it louder so she'll understand it.
Because
you
that's how
must
it
yell.
works.
Louder and
That's how it
slower.
Yes,
Yeah.
louder.
You goblin basement.
What?
Oh,
She
not
looks
this
at her
again.
crotch and,
Okay.
Oh, deja vu.
Yeah, Vujade.
All right. So I'm going to ask. So hang on. Is the lady staying?
Yeah,
in,
there's-
or
mhm.
is-
Amiko's gonna
Okay,
take you
and
over
what
there. It's not very far away. It's like maybe a block.
I'll ask. So please lead the way and show us where we need to go.
Amiko goes outside. She points down the street. She says, "You see that statue over there on the right? Directly to the left of that is their house. It's up the stairs. It's like an apartment on the top floor.
Which number?
37.
37.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right next to the building.
Yeah, you're really close by. Well, hold on. Is it 37? Hold on. Wait a second.
I was gonna say
No, I thought the
37 is
Rusty Dragon was-
Yeah, the
That's
Rusty
it.
Dragon.
Oh,
yeah,
that
I was
was-
about to say that's like right next door. Are
Um,
we in the TARDIS?
no, I'm
I
sorry.
have my swords drawn and I tap my foot impatiently.
It's around 44, around that area there. Around Rum Street. So, but you can see it from the Rusty Dragon. It's down Whisker Street.
Gavin charges down the street.
Okay.
I look happy at the speed and follow. Although running dwarf not that fast after all.
So you walk behind him.
I have to
Keeping
take like
pace.
small steps.
Look, man, I'm not a halfling size. I'm not small.
Dwarves are natural sprinters.
I hold the door open for Kaywin, and after you.
Okay. So you all
Old man.
head down the street with pretty much no major things happening except your pet monkey.
Dragon.
Yeah, except the dragon, and your pet monkey ends up throwing some poo at some helpless bum who's living on the street. But other than that, nothing's happened. And you go down the street. It's like a block away. All right. So you get there, you head up to the stairs, and you then can see this.
God, it's us.
Ta-da!
Loading.
Ta-da-ta-da.
Loading. It's amazing.
It's a couple of cards and the word loading laying in the middle of the road. What the hell?
Yes, that's what you see. That's all you see is loading.
Yes.
No, it's
So far.
started now.
Wow, I'm
Okay.
dropping Twitch as well. Twitch is I'm solid red right now.
What? Really? Let me
There
look
it
at mine.
is. Wow.
No frames drop.
This looks exactly like our hotel room.
Yeah, that's from the other time. I had no other map to use, so
I know.
you guys will have recognized this a little bit. Oh, it's chopping up really bad. All right, I guess it's stable. Everybody, there is two very large MOBA games going on right now. League of Legends and Dota.
Dota.
Over
Oganza Bisasa.
500,000 people are watching those, and so Twitch is sort of like limiting the bandwidth to everybody else right now. So I apologize. Okay, so there you go.
Is Panry still wounded?
Henry
we
should be
already
good to
said
go.
that,
Yeah.
Not supposed to be.
Yeah. No, that's why I asked that earlier.
Oh, we'll
He
fix it.
Still showed wounds. And Domo never took the hint.
No, you can just take him off. Okay. You're good to go, Panry. All right. So that's what you see when you walk in the door. It's silent. No noise.
I look at the stonework.
It's lovely. It's
Is it lovely?
it's
Okay.
about 200 years old. You can see out through the windows. It's been pretty well done. You would say it's probably a moderate level craftsman who built this.
Can I listen to see if I hear anything?
You hear nothing.
Nothing? I have really good ears, I think.
Okay, you can roll to see if you
So-
hear anything, but it's silent in here.
So do I.
I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. There's a door.
Is there any blood or claw marks or anything like that
I'm-
anywhere?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to roll a dungeoneering check, see if I notice anything specific about the room.
Yeah, but isn't that like for dungeons?
Well, this is
Yeah.
considered
You could.
Oh.
a dungeon.
Yeah. Looking around, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Just this is the kitchen to the right. Their table. Yeah. No.
There's no upturned furniture or any signs of struggle. Or
No.
anything
No.
like
It
that I can
looks like they left mid breakfast, sort of.
notice. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Dirty bugs came in while I was having chow.
I follow the dwarf. Is he standing at the door to the upstairs? Is there stairs of some sort?
No stairs, just a door, so you can tell.
Okay.
Well, I'm opening the door.
Okay. So you open the door and you see this.
Succubus.
Ooh.
All right. I look back at everybody and say, "Good thing we didn't have the soup."
I'm gonna ask him to clarify. Could you be a little more specific, please, Sir Dwarf?
It's not looking pretty. It's all. Yeah, I think I found the dog.
All right. So
I'm
you
trying
still
to like. Oh, actually, I don't have to push past the dwarf. I can just look over him, see
Yeah.
what's going on.
okay?
So you're gonna look in from the diagonal angle, right?
You could probably scoot over one more. Yeah.
Yeah.
for that.
I can just stand behind you and see all kinds of things.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I pushed you out of the way. I didn't know I
Ah.
could do that.
Surprise.
You can both stand roughly the same area.
Yeah.
I walk into the room.
I
Okay.
follow.
Oh, I walked him into the room.
Well, I'm following you anyway, so we're both in the room.
Okay, so you walk in. There's a dead dog on the floor, and there's a man laying with his head in the closet.
He just couldn't make it completely out, could he?
No, he's still in the closet.
I look into the closet. Can I look past his head?
Yes.
What do I see?
Hey, and while she's looking at that, I want to see, what do I see up here? Is this wall at the top?
What do you mean? Which way?
Well, like right here.
Yeah,
What
That's wall. Yeah, it's wall.
Okay. I want to look at the stonework.
It looks excellent. All right, so Errol,
Yeah.
you look past the body and you see there's a hole in the floor of the closet. But the head of the man is in the hole. That's what you can see.
Is the hole quite large enough to where his body could have gone down inside of it?
It looks like it looks like he was trying to go down in the hole.
He was trying to go. That's a scary thought. Can I pull him back
Mhm.
out of
Yep.
the hole?
Go ahead.
I shall do that.
Can we describe the nature of his wounds at this point, or do we?
You
have
don't see his
to-
wounds. He looks like he's just laying in the closet.
Oh, well,
As I pull him out, then
I'm
may I
ass-
roll him over as well?
Yeah.
See if he still has a face.
Yeah, you pull him out. You roll him over. His face is gone.
Like just the face,
Mm-hmm.
like scalped, but more of the face nature.
Yeah,
I'm
his
gonna have.
his
I'm gonna
his.
have to say that somebody needs to work on their loving the face a little bit.
Goblins chew. Goblins bite.
Do I hear this?
Goblins cut. And goblins bite. Stab the goddamn dog. And cut the horse. Goblins eat. And they take by force. They
We need to
race
find a horse.
and jump. They slash and bump. Burn the skin and mash the head. Goblins here and you'll be dead! And then this
Looking for this
goblin comes charging out of the hole.
Oh.
And he starts screaming, "Get out of my way! Get out of my way, you fucking useless people!" And he charges past Andu, and he charges past Errol, and then he runs over here to where the dog is and starts
That.
kicking the corpse because he realizes he can't get out.
Oh. Well, I'm
okay.
gonna attempt to shield bash the shit out of him. If
Alright, roll for initiative.
roll for initiative. Yeah.
Ah,
And it still sucks.
well,
33.
That didn't roll in the box.
Jesus Christ, Andu.
I think Andrew's going first.
You really want to fuck this goblin up, don't you?
No.
He's going to stand there and look heroic.
Yeah.
Or priestly.
I will give you an attack of opportunity, Gavin, because he stops right there and starts kicking the dog. He's got
Okay.
what looks like in his is like a makeshift shiv in his hand. It looks like he had a dog slicer at one point, one of the dog slicers that you saw earlier. He has one in his hand, but it's broken, and he is trying to hold it in a way that he can use it as a weapon, but it's busted. Like it's the hilt's there, so you can hold it, but the blade is all mangled, so it's not.
All right. Okay. So
What would you like to do?
I'm going to attack him
Okay.
with my Warhammer of Justice.
And it's a miss.
It's
He looks at you and goes, "Nice try, dwarf."
He speaks remarkably well for a goblin.
still got some work.
He is. He's not. Well, never mind. Go ahead. Next,
It'd be Andu's turn,
Yeah.
right?
it is now actually his turn.
No, wait. You said roll for initiative, and then you gave me an attack of opportunity for
Mhm.
him moving into there.
Yep.
Right, but so aren't we technically starting the initiative?
I guess he
sequence
got an
now?
attack of opportunity as well. Hold on. Let's see.
Well,
Does,
it
does
was
Andrew really
already
need to go
No.
first?
yeah, it was already on me.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, go ahead, Andrew. You're up. I don't know why the game gave it to him first, but
Yeah.
Because it's a dick. Okay. Really should have been thinking about. Actually, I'm going to, since he's preoccupied with the dog body, with Mr. Dog Body,
mhm.
I'm going to examine this corpse and see if there's anything like rope or something on him.
On the corpse, no. It's just a human male,
Cording or anything.
about 28 years old. You would guess. His face is completely chewed off. He does have a belt on him. That's made from a cordage type material. It's like a canvas type belt. He's got some leather boots that have straps that I guess you could probably use the straps from the belt maybe.
probably not strong enough for what I'm thinking.
Okay.
The belt probably is.
Yeah.
I'll start removing that.
Okay, you start taking off his belt. All right, next is Kaywin. What would you like to do, Kaywin?
Wait.
What?
Andu's taking off his belt and he's behind the goblin?
No. He's over with the corpse.
I'm taking the corpse's belt off.
Oh, I don't think we have time for that.
It doesn't matter.
We'll see.
Okay.
This counts as point blank.
Yes, you're definitely point blank. Yeah.
Okay, I will definitely shoot him,
Okay.
or at least try to.
Ah, it's a hit.
He will definitely
Yeah.
shoot him.
Nice.
Well, that sucked. Okay.
It's a wound.
All right, you just shoot him and it actually slices right past his cheek and cuts part of his ear right off, and an arrow sticks in the wall next to Errol. All right. Next up is Gavin.
Okay.
Miss.
I am going to reach down with my rope and grappling hook
Okay.
and try to throw it around him in a way that we could bind him with it.
Okay, so you want to like fling it around? Let's see. What would we use for that?
Yeah, to where, because like get it to where it gets caught up on him and he gets sort of bogged down to where he can't attack.
I think, let's see, what will we use? Make it a, why don't you make it a dexterity check? We'll try to see if we can use dex. Okay, so you fling it past him, and the hook goes flying up against the wall. So that didn't quite work.
Yeah,
It's all right. Good try.
well.
Oh well. Okay. All right. So he turns and
No surprise there.
he runs and jumps up on the bed, and he starts spewing out all kinds of nonsense. He looks really, really ragged, like he's been in that hole far too long. So he's like trying to figure out ways to get out. So he actually turns towards the wall and starts clawing at the walls, trying to figure out how to get out of here, because he sees his way is blocked from the door there. So that's his turn.
While he's doing that, I start barking.
Okay. Errol, what would you like to do?
Can I move up and attack at the same time? Are we close
Yes.
enough?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. That's what I will do then.
Ho!
Oh, smash.
Mega smash. Oh! A hit and a miss. So you swing with one, you connect solidly, and the other one you actually just whiff through the air.
Okay.
So roll for damage.
And I'm assuming that I'm flanking because
Yeah.
he is wildly attacking the wall.
Oh,
Yes, you have absolutely knocked him unconscious. So you
And I
slice
say,
him.
It's a damn shame because he seemed to speak perfectly good common.
That I didn't understand. To me, he was yelling crazy like all of you.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
okay.
So now he is passed out on the bed, but he's not completely dead. What would you like to do? You're technically out of combat now, so whatever you'd like to do, just tell me.
He's gonna take his belt off.
Who's taking what?
Well, my intention was to, if he was going to stab at one of you guys, to try to loop it around his arm.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
How were you gonna reach that far up?
Well, that was sort of my idea with the rope, was to try and ensnare him with it to where we could capture him. So if he's not dying, can we heal him and tie him up and see if we can't prevent him from dying?
I'm gonna walk away from the goblin because he poses no more threat. I'm gonna make sure that Andu is quite alright, nothing has happened to him, and I would like to look down into the hole, please.
Okay. You can... Anybody can cast heal, and all heal does is stabilize it. It basically sets them at 0.
I'll take care of that since we've
Okay.
already made it clear we're going to try to save him a little bit.
Okay. So you want to roll that real quick there?
Yeah, I'm finding it.
Okay. You looking down into the hole, Errol, you see that something's been down there a long time. At least 2 or 3 days living in this hole.
Wizard Harry.
There is pieces of what look like rags that are down there that maybe came from the closet. You'll see bug corpses and wings from like little beetles and things that are sort of sat off to the side. So this goblin has been existing on beetles and that kind of thing.
Buy that man a cheeseburger.
While down in the hole.
Is there enough room for me to go down into it? Because I'm wondering where he came from.
Where's
I
the
mean, he
monkey?
must have gotten into the hole to begin with that he was trying to come out of.
Not really. You could maybe stick your head down the same way the human did. You might be able to get a little farther into the hole, but you can't. It's not a complete hole. It's actually just... Remember, they're on the 2nd floor.
Well, we could
So
put
it's like
Andy
the
down
space
and I can
between
roll.
the space between the 2 floors. So it's maybe a more of a crawl space. Oh, Gavin, whatever you just did, you nailed. What was it?
It was heal.
The he.
Okay, yeah, he's stabilized. He's set at 0. But
I dropped it on there and it didn't work.
oh, you drop it on
I dropped it on Gresker.
Okay.
Oh,
bet
he
I know what
didn't
it is.
drop it on him. He just rolled in chat.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So you have to manually set him.
Okay. So he's 0 now. Or he's at 7. That's his.
All right, I stick
And-
my head a little bit further in so that I can see. I'm assuming it's really dark down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
but
I
you
should
can
be
see just
able
fine.
to
Yeah.
see splendidly.
Absolutely. You can see just fine. Like I said, you can make out all the details. It's the space between the floors. So it's
Yeah, yeah.
it's more of a crawl space. It's probably about maybe 1.5 to 2 feet high. The
So
goblin
it
would
could
have...
go. It's going all the way underneath
Mm-mm.
the 2nd story and the 1st story of the building.
It's more like the size of this room between the 2 floors, and there's sections there. So where these 2 walls are, it's actually closed off. So it's imagine what this room looks like, but a space underneath that's about 1.5 foot high.
Okay,
Gavin,
all right. I will come up
Yes.
off the floor then and walk back over to the group.
could you and Errol check the other room?
Absolutely.
I'm going
I want to
to.
ensure this guy's tied up first before we go.
Yeah. I'm suggesting to my furry friend possibly using that belt to help secure our visitor.
Mm-hmm. That
And
is the
I'm,
plan.
Going to convey to Errol. Apparently, the dwarf is going to check the other room. You, sword, room, check.
I killed Dwarf. Check.
That works.
All right, I follow the dwarf.
Okay. So you guys see the door there. Open it up. Back in the other room, Kaywin and Andu, you're very successful at tying him up. He is not going anywhere. You managed to bind him with the belt and any other stuff you can find laying around the room pretty effectively, but he is out. He's got a big slash right across the middle of his chest, and the bleeding has stopped, but he's passed out. All right.
Is this the door that we're standing in front of here?
That's the door.
Okay, fantastic.
So you're going to open it?
Yes.
All right, so you open the door.
I rush in.
Shield wall!
Exactly.
And you can see this opening.
Since I have a shield.
I make a point of staying behind the dwarf wherever he goes,
Yep. Good call.
even though it's tough to hide behind him on account of him being.
And that's what you see when you walk in. Oops. Just a room.
So I walk over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to observe the stonework.
It's excellent. Very well done.
I check underneath the bed.
There is a chamber pot underneath both sides of the bed, and a couple of small boxes.
I consider for a moment taking out the chamber pot and throwing it into that corner where the door. Now I take out the box.
Okay.
Man, Twitch is constantly dropping me. Tonight.
Yeah, me too. I'm noticing my rate is going up and down.
Trent, and I bust in the room and cast flare on the chamber pot.
Set the chamber pot on fire.
This is what happened with those two guys. They've been in the same room before, but it's... Anyway, so you open up one of the boxes.
Mhm.
It appears to be marital aids.
They've got kids. Obviously, whatever they are, they work really well.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
that
crap!
That goblin must have been going apeshit crazy hearing all this.
I closed the box. Are there other boxes to look at?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
There's-
surprised you didn't just throw one at me.
I open a different box.
Be patient.
It's a box of shoes. It looks like a sort of like a dressy set of shoes.
Ooh. I'm tempted to try one on, but I closed the box.
Mhm.
And there's a third box.
Yes.
I shall look at that one.
It appears to be a box of letters. You can't tell what it is because it's written in common. But they are letters. Roll perception.
Ooh. Hold on, my map is blocking everything. This is a very large map.
Hey, Froglop.
It is, actually.
And it's tough. I can't scroll out, which really...
I can resize it, I believe. Hold on.
Oops,
Oh,
sorry.
it's-
I don't think I perceived much.
Well, okay.
I can't read them.
They're letters, and you can... Hold on, let me see if I can resize this for you guys a little bit better.
No, that's okay.
No, I'm learning how to do this resize thing. How's that? Does that shrink it for you?
Whoa. Phrasing.
Did
Nothing has happened.
no, it didn't change it? Okay. I guess it only changes on my side. Can you guys right-click on it and say resize? Or can you
If
drag...
I resize the window itself using the little
Oh, no.
strided thing in the bottom right corner, shrink it down, I can then mouse wheel in the picture and it shrinks it down.
Fantasy Grounds just crashed.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Post connection lost.
Yeah, it's never happened before. I've never had it crash before.
It's okay, honey. It happens to everybody.
I guess so. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll start it back up.
Oops. Never happens.
I'm
We
still
don't
in
need
the
those
game
marital
apparently.
things in that box.
I'm still in the game.
Me too, for now.
Yeah, maybe until it times out.
Oh,
There,
there it is.
connection.
Reconnect attempt 1 failed. Host connection lost.
Excuse me.
The universe
I'm
does not
st-
want
I'm
us to
still
play.
in.
I know, right? This is the universe. This is...
Oh, there I go.
I'm done. I got kicked out.
Or did it start back up?
I don't know.
Oh, for the rest of you guys? There you go. Squirrel. Okay, yeah. Squirrel's connected. Squirrel's in a different version. Maybe that was what happened.
Connect.
What?
You're on the older version. You're in
It
305.
was another damn update?
Yeah.
Every week there's an update.
Why didn't
I'm
we discuss this at
desperately-
the beginning of the thing?
We did. You were getting milkshakes.
That's right.
You guys have to talk to me.
We did. You were.
That was not in my contract.
My milkshake brings all the updates to the yard.
All right, so do you guys... The map's okay then? Okay.
No.
I
Let's
don't.
not play with the map anymore.
I won't touch the map. Wait. No, you guys should be back in this room. Were you in this room or did you come back out of the room?
I don't even have a map now. Where's the map?
You
what
just
map?
go to map
Images
on
and
the
maps.
right hand
This-
side.
the second one.
There we go. I got it. I got it.
I
got it.
have letters in my
Jeez.
hand that I cannot understand. So
Jeez.
I'm going. What did you find there, young drow? What are you holding in your hand? I say, you. What you have?
I'm
what
gonna
you
go
find.
look at the box that that she disregarded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious.
I hand the letter to the wizard because obviously the dwarf has better things to do than read the letter.
All right.
Well, I thought
So-
that's why you called him in here, because I can't understand shit.
So what? The drows handed me a letter. What do I read in this letter?
They're love letters. There's a few of them in a box. And
You should start reading them aloud. And as you're doing that, I discover the other box, and I start, "Hey, what's this?"
it's wooden.
Wouldn't, yeah. It would be.
Very phallic
It's
shaped.
Woody, woodpecker. It's the Woody.
It's very polished.
Nice.
Don't want to get any splinters.
Were there any Cheetos?
There were no Cheetos.
Seems
Does it seem well used?
That you probably can't tell.
What's it smell like?
Oh God.
Oh.
I could probably tell by the smell.
Oh my lord.
I'm not going to.
Panry is rolling for appraise. It's worth about $1.25.
I want a sense motive on this device.
It is wood, yes.
What's that now?
So I am beginning to think about what my next carving could be.
This has degraded so quickly.
I know. It appears, young dwarf, that this couple had a very romantic existence. They're love letters, it seems.
Yep, there's it's written from
There's a blank stare on my face as you love.
Allergast and Emil writing back and forth, and Stockus, you can smell some fragrance on some of the letters, and there's some
what you call
it looks like
fragrance.
lipstick kisses, but it's in these days they didn't have lipstick, they would probably use cherries or something like that.
I take the letter back from the wizard, put it back in the box, put the cover on, shove it back under where it was, as if we never touched it, and leave the room.
I toss the device over to the wizard and say, "Hey, man, what can you make out of this?"
Make a brooch. We tear down.
No, he can go Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa. Leviosa.
Swish and flick.
Flish and flick, however. Wingardium Leviosa.
It has no magical uses that I
Oh, it
know
does.
of.
Oh, it does.
It's very
And,
magical, actually.
I need you to
And,
detect magic on this device.
No, I can't. 'Cause that's an actual spell I have to cast, and that would be a waste of a spell. But I just I hand it back to the dwarf. I suggest just
Detect if
put
there
it
was
back.
magic with this device.
So what are you gonna do with this squirrel?
I gave it to Panry.
I
You can hand it
to
back,
you.
yeah.
So this is the 440 relay race right now.
I
Yeah,
just
he's handed off the
suggested
baton.
Place it back from whence it came.
Well, I find it fascinating, so I put it in my backpack.
All right, roll.
Lay down on the bed next to the goblin creature and start carving a new shape from another piece of wood that I brought.
Okay.
Is it square?
Squirrel, I need you to roll
Actually, that
roll
makes-
perception for me first, Squirrel, when you put that in your bag, please.
Wouldn't he?
It's not really square.
Not appraise. Perception. Okay. As you put it in, you feel your backpack vibrating.
Hey, Panry. Hey, man, you
Yes.
sure this thing wasn't magic? Because
I'll-
it seems to be vigorously moving about my bag.
Pander, you can see his bag is jumping around.
Oh,
Clearly, it's a doghouse for a teacup chihuahua.
yeah. I mean, from my inspection, it appears to have no apparent mythical or magical use, but I'm not familiar with the ways of all these household belongings. I still suggest you place it back.
I take it back out of the bag and I hand it over to him. I was like, "Can you make it stop?"
It stops when you take it out of the bag.
Okay.
Well, I put it back in the bag.
It starts moving around again.
So clearly, it only vibrates when it's inside.
Something dark.
Okay. I'm going to walk
Crap,
away.
I'm buying one of those.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I'm going to check inside these
Well-
drawers. Just-
Well, did we hear it vibrating when it was in the box?
No.
Well, okay, so I put it back in the box, and then I put the box in my bag.
It doesn't vibrate when it's in your box.
Mm.
Oh, that's too bad.
There's no
Just when
magic
it's in
there.
your bag.
Yeah, then
Right.
what's the point? If it
Only
doesn't
when it's
vibrate
in
the
your
box?
sack. That's the only time.
It vibrates your sack.
I'm going to just have a quick peruse through the drawers just to see if there's anything of interest that we may need to look at.
But
Just
what else? What else
guess-
was in the box where I picked this thing up from?
Some handcuffs.
Oh, absolutely. Let's take the whole box.
And there's also a rawhide whip.
What part of "let's take the whole box" didn't you understand?
You were asking me what was in it. I was telling you what was in the box. All those things.
Oh, okay.
okay. Well,
So yeah, you take the whole box.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
so I
going
put the
for
box in my
dog
bag.
this time as I'm carving.
Okay.
You're gonna carve the dog?
No,
Carve
I'm carving a
dog.
figurine. Ooh.
It comes out like a block with 2 heads on it.
It-
So it's more of a push me pull you, really.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the image of the object that we found in the other room has guided my subconscious, and
It's a wiener dog.
beginning to look like that. Yes.
Bye. Bye, Kaywin.
Eowyn's like, fuck it, I'm out. She's gonna go check her box, make sure that she hasn't lost anything.
Make sure hers isn't vibrating.
She's like, did I leave that on?
I find nothing of interest in the drawers. Just some a gimp mask and some other stuff, and I just
Right.
close the drawer and walk out.
And a swing.
Yeah, and a love swing and
Yeah.
some silk Japanese rope.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's a sex swing, would you say?
No, I was joking about the swing. All right. So we've.
Can we put it in our Arcani?
I'm not even touching that. You talk to her.
So was it still vibrating, Skylar? What's that sign language? I don't.
Your phone. We were talking about your phone.
Yeah, was your phone on vibrate?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't know what the right answer is.
yes.
No.
There is no right answer.
There is no right answer. Whatever you say,
We're going
it's just
here.
wrong.
All right. So what are you looking at, Andu?
I'm going to find out if there are any pungent herbs or spices or anything like that in the kitchen.
There's parsley,
It's not-
sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right there on the cupboard.
Rosemary, then.
Okay. Taking the rosemary.
Bit of rosemary, yes.
And there's also, if you want to look around there's some ash in the fireplace. Possibly want to use it, and some water. There's a water in a pitcher right there on the thing, and some milk. There's a little jug of milk.
Don't need any of that. Just gonna mash up the rosemary so
Mhm.
that it's nice and fresh and pungent, and wave it under Mr. Goblin's nose.
Trying to wake him up.
Starts to
Yeah.
come around a little bit. He's like,
Stank. Stank.
what?
Kitoriat.
What was that?
Do I hear this?
Yeah, Andu is talking, and the goblin is sort of semi-awake. He's like, "Ugh," sort of
No.
half punchy.
I'm going to the kitchen.
You want to speak to him, and
Kitoriat.
you speaking to him in goblin?
Ah, the Cheetos!
What is that language you're speaking?
That other one that I speak.
Oh, okay. He shakes his head like, oh, Thessalonian?
Yes, thank you.
No, no idea. He's just like,
I figured he wouldn't. That's why I chose it. Because the other one would have
Okay.
been.
back off. I will eat your corpse.
Well, you have to kill him first. And right now, that's not much of an option.
Intimidation.
Son of
Right.
Shah.
I'm going to attempt to intimidate him in his own tongue of goblin.
Okay.
To demand to know what he was doing here. I'll roll intimidate. There
Ooh,
you go.
Jesus. Yes, you did. Okay.
We're wasting those rolls early.
He's like he speaks back to you in Goblin. So if those of you who in the room can't understand Goblin, you don't understand this. He says, Longshanks hired us, and then you other Longshanks decided to kill us, and this whole thing has just gone to shit. I got stuck here in this forbidden piss hole listening to this goddamn dog barking night and day, and he starts to go off on a little diatribe about how he's been trapped in this house and he hasn't been able to get out, and he was stuck in this room because this stupid dog was barking at him constantly.
Okay. It appears our goblin friend here has been hired to perform his nefarious tasks.
Who hired him?
I'll. Do I have to roll again, or can I just ask him who hired him?
You can ask him.
Okay, I'll ask him. Who was it that hired you?
Longshanks, that's all I know.
Longshanks.
What did he look?
Where?
Yeah.
What did he look like?
You all look the same to me.
It was a.
That's racist.
It appears a humanoid of some kind has purchased the employ of these creatures.
Remember, you guys, he does speak common, so you could just ask him. It was only him speaking in Goblin to intimidate him.
And where were you to go upon completion of your acts?
Supposed to go back home.
Where is home?
North.
Where is north?
I'm not going to teach you directions, dwarf.
What is the name of your home?
It's where I live. My home. It's up north. That's all I'm telling you. Now either kill me or let me go.
Well, we'll do much worse than that. How long did it take you to get to your home?
I will not give away the safety of my clan. So fuck off.
Oh.
Can I try and intimidate him again to
Sure.
get him to spill the beans?
Mm-hmm. Jesus. You're nailing it. We got the pink dice going there.
You're intimidating, old man.
Very intimidating for a scary little scrawny guy.
Yes, I'm using the whole Gandalf deal.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
He's like, look. He speaks back to you in Goblin. He goes, we have a hideout to the north, and that's all I can tell you.
How many days? I asked him how many days travel is
One day travel.
Okay. So I'll relate to my companions. They have a camp a day's travel north from here.
I want to sense motive.
Okay. Pretty good. So,
Did the principal,
what's that?
did your principal come to you at your home?
Yes. Squirrel, yeah, you sense motive, and he is intimidated. He's scared. He's extremely exhausted, but as far as you can tell, he's being truthful with you. So he is, he's sort of like wincing in pain. He's sitting up on the bed there, sort of facing leaning with his back up against the wall. Are you gonna kill me? Am I allowed to go? I'm tired of being in this place. Just either end me now or send me on my way.
Well, how about you tell us how many of you are still in town? Why are you even here?
Well, yeah. What was your purpose?
Our job was
What was your quest?
Our job was to take care of some bones and then deliver them out of town. That's it. And I got trapped in this fucking piss hole.
What bones? Where were these bones?
The bones, they were near the cathedral.
Okay. Where were you taking these bones?
I don't know. They were supposed to deliver them outside of town on a wagon, and that was all I know.
Okay.
How many were in your party?
We had about 6 with us.
Do you know where the others of your party are now?
Hey,
Housekeeping.
anybody in here? And behind you, you hear somebody walk in the door.
It's the sheriff.
It is the sheriff.
You run interference, dwarf.
It's the sheriff. He comes walking in.
Hello.
What's going on in here? I heard that they needed some help in here. What are you guys doing here? Why are you here?
Fancy you to finally show up.
Yeah.
I was
Wait,
up.
wait, you're all.
I was up
You're all the
north
way-
handling something to do with a missing woman whose body has been found on the outside of town on the road. That
buried that body.
what?
This must be a different woman because I buried that body.
Did you?
I did.
Oh. Well, I was looking for her body outside the town.
Retcon?
While this is going on, I mean, can I whispered to Kaywin, do you think we should keep him alive in respect to the little goblin dude?
No.
And
Killed that man. Why would we keep him alive?
okay. Can I, while Gavin is chatting up the sheriff, can I whisper to Errol
Turn him
to
in.
what? Turn him in.
Turn him in.
Can I whisper to Errol if she would like to deal with the goblin before the sheriff finds out? Would I have to roll for that to?
No,
I want
you
to see if she understands me.
you kill it.
Well, you're under pressure. Yeah. There you go.
You.
Oh, you wouldn't even have to
I-
talk. You just
I
look
killed
at her
Dwarf.
and do a little throat slash maneuver.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all you
I
gotta do.
killed dwarf.
Check.
Check. Alright, I carve along. As you see, my carving of my dog is coming along quite nicely.
She
Mhm.
slips.
I take the knife, I slip along the throat of the goblin and wipe off the blood from my blade and continue to carve my dog.
Roll, and you need a 18 or higher for it not to scream as you take and put the knife to its neck.
Really?
Oh, come on!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said turn him in.
He's watching you guys. It's not like he's just going to sit there and be like looking the other way while you slice his throat. So 18 or
I
higher.
thought the whole point. I
He's
thought
not,
the whole
he's not
point
in the
was.
same room as us. The
Yeah.
the dwarf walked
Wait a
out
minute,
of the
hey,
other room. He's not with
What's
us.
let me?
Well, you have to be next to the goblin to kill it.
I
Henry's
was
alignment?
sitting on the bed carving my thing
Yeah,
to begin with.
yeah. So, 18 or higher to not have it scream.
Okay. But the guy is not watching us.
What guy? The sheriff?
Sheriff.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about the sheriff.
I don't care if it screams.
Okay, well then that's all I'm just saying.
Hold on, I gotta find.
What's Penry's alignment?
Not that good, apparently.
What do you mean alignment?
What's your alignment?
Are you good, neutral, evil?
I think I'm neutral.
Oh.
Then you can do whatever the fuck you like.
So am I.
I'm neutral.
Well, you are not good either, so
Who?
I can't find you.
I'm actually
Oh, there's
Actu-
Toppet.
actually am.
Do you want me to roll on him or in the window?
On him.
Yeah, I'm lawful good, believe it or not.
Yeah, you're having a hard time with that one.
Yes.
know.
Alright, do I get... Oh, what should I
think-
roll then? A dagger, since I don't have my scimitar out?
Yeah, your dagger's fine.
Oh,
You did it.
Sucked.
I said 18 or higher.
nice work.
You got an 18.
Well
So
done.
you slice his throat and he... It
Oh.
makes
I
a
wipe
gurgling noise.
blood off, and I continue.
And
to
it looks...
burn
he looks at you as he falls over with scorn in his face. And the sheriff goes to Gavin. What was that? What's going on in that room?
I ate some cat food.
What?
And I had some gas. I'm sorry.
What?
I
Playing
get that
7
one.
days to die. Don't worry about it.
So, it's like, okay, well let me go in there and check this place out. So he walks in.
I'm just gonna stop him right there. I was like, look, we came in here to investigate. And this is what we found.
He looks around the room there and he's like, what is going on in here? What did you do? Okay, which one of you killed the man? Which one of you killed the dog?
The goblin.
Why would you
I'm-
think that
hold on, hold on,
we
hold on,
killed the
hold-
man or
hold-
the
hold
dog?
on. I wanna look this sheriff straight in the face. I say, have you received any education?
What?
Where did you attend community college?
What are you talking about? He looks over and he's looking at the body. He gets down in sort of his CSI pose. He puts on the glasses. All right. So obviously this man was killed by the goblin and the dog was killed by the goblin. Did you kill the goblin? Or was the goblin dead when you got here? Wait, it's bleeding out right now on the bed. You must have killed this goblin. How long ago did you kill this goblin?
It appears in our
He
attempts
committed suicide.
in our attempts to restrain the goblin, we may have done undue harm to him. Unfortunately, he did not survive.
Obviously. This is crazy. Okay, fine.
He bit his own throat.
I'm gonna have to tell the widow about her husband. This is not gonna go good. Where is she? Do you know where she is?
She was last the Rusty Dragon, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they didn't follow us, right?
Clear out. Let's get out of here and let's head back over to the Rusty Dragon. I need to talk with you. I need to interview you all, and I need to get my deputies in here to clean this place up.
I just want you to know I came looking for you when you were gone. I needed to take care of that matter you talked about yesterday.
Well, that's what I was investigating, that matter. Yeah, I was outside of town.
And had you waited for me, I would have explained to you what was going on.
Well, we'll talk about that another time. Right now, let's get out of here. So he motions. There's two sheriff's deputies standing outside the door, and he motions for them to come in. And he explains to them, look, this is a hellhole in here. Get these corpses out of here now. Don't worry about the cleanup. Get the corpses out. Get the goblin out. I want the goblin and the other corpses brought over to the morgue, and
Take the dog to the restaurant.
take the dog to the restaurant. Okay. So he basically heads over to the Rusty Dragon with you guys. All right. So on the way over to the Rusty Dragon, there is a woman standing over to the side next to number 38, sort of at the market. She is dressed in extremely nice leather, and she has a bow strapped across her back, a couple of swords on her hips, and she's looks like she's buying something at one of the stalls there at the market. And she turns around as the sheriff walks by, and she goes, "Sheriff, sheriff, sheriff!" And he turns and looks at her, and he goes, "Shaylu, what are you doing here? Did you come because of this whole event with the goblins? Did you hear about it?" She goes, "No, what are you talking about?" So he goes and starts explaining to her the whole festival events and everything that's been happening. And wrong one. Hold on one second. I opened up the wrong one. There she. There she. There she is. Okay. So that's Shayla. She's standing there. She's an elf.
Damn.
Yeah, you come up to about her waist.
That's all I need to be.
You fail at your appraisal. You think she's a dog, and want nothing to do with her. Dead ass is not something you would touch with a 10-foot pole.
But the dwarf, on the other hand.
So she kind of looks over at you and kind of scowls a little bit, dwarf. And then she goes back to talking with the sheriff, and they discuss everything that's going on. And he says, you know, you weren't supposed to be here for a couple of weeks, so why did you come by? She said, well, there's been rumors of some goblin activity in the north, and I was waiting to find out what was going to happen, and then all of a sudden I heard yesterday that something happened here with the goblins, so that's when I came into town. He's like, you couldn't have come at a better time. We need to talk, but first we have to head back over to the Rusty Dragon to handle a goblin murder, which just happened in one of the houses here in the area. And she says, a goblin murder in a house in the middle of the day? And he explains that apparently this goblin was trapped inside this house for several days since our unfortunate events, and had not been able to get out, and finally he resorted to killing the owner of the house. And as he says that, the little boy was standing outside, and he hears the sheriff say that and starts immediately screaming and runs inside the Rusty Dragon. So
Shoot him, Skylar.
Gotta weigh with words there, Sheriff.
he's like, well, what the fuck? I didn't know. I'm talking to Shayla here. Somebody, let's go in there right now and handle this, okay, please?
Handle this. Here, I take the device out of my bag and I say, you handle this. We'll go handle that.
You hand him the dildo? You do?
I leave them all behind and I go into the Rusty Dragon to see after the kid.
So he's like looking at it. He's like,
I take my puppy with.
what is this? A fertility device? What is
I
this? A
smirk-
fertility symbol? I don't.
I smirk at the dwarf's actions and just follow the drow inside the Rusty Dragon.
Yeah,
I'm going in there too.
shake my head and you get
So he looks completely flabbergasted, like he doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't know what to do with it. He tries to hand it to Shaylu. She decides to not take it.
Oh,
Oh my lord.
So that's what. So you get inside, and the boy is over there screaming, and his mother is crying, and she goes, "Is this true? Is this true? Is my love dead?"
no, we saved this. No, never mind.
No.
I can't speak.
Wow.
I...
Wait, I go back to the sheriff, get the device, bring it back to her, and says, look, this is all we can save.
Is that what? Are you serious?
No,
Okay.
no.
I was like, Jesus
We're gonna
Christ.
have to
Yeah.
I was about to have to backhand you.
Yeah. You sure you're not chaotic evil? You're a chaotic evil dwarf.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Chose the wrong alignment, my friend.
Mhm.
I choose it. It was given to me.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
I
I want to go and see if I can at all with my non-communicative skills talk to the little boy without talking.
He's distraught. I mean, he's shaking and his tears are coming out of his eyes. And he's like, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, no, Daddy, 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 no."
Okay. Is she standing or sitting? She's still sitting at the table.
Mhm.
Where is the where? Yep. Okay. I'm going to move over and sit down next to her, and I am sorry for your loss, but it appears that the same creature that bit your young boy here has unfortunately ended the life of your dog and your husband. I'm terribly sorry for your loss.
I'm glad you said "and husband" there.
Yes.
Well,
Priorities.
yeah.
She just kind of huddles up in the corner, and Amiko comes running out. And she's like, "Oh no, really, really? Okay, look, you can stay here as long as you want." And the sheriff walks over and says, "No. I'm going to arrange for her to stay up at the cathedral. We have some people up there that can help her and handle this sort of thing. You can stay there as long as you need. So, let's go. Let's
Well,
go."
at least you have somebody who can handle something, because clearly you're not doing anything.
He scowls at you a little bit. You're not winning me over as a friend, dwarf.
I didn't know this was a friend contest.
So oh, go ahead. Yeah, what do you want to say?
So while this friend contest is going on, seeing whose friendship is bigger.
Mine.
They're both fairly small.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Andrew's going to try to kind of quietly speak to the mother and see which god they worship, if any, and offer to pray with them if they choose.
She can't speak. Like her demeanor is completely shut down. She's just she nods at you and she looks completely distraught, and the boy is just like so, and the baby starts crying because you can sense his mommy is all upset. So the sheriff is like, that is very kind of you, cleric. I'll find out where they're going to stay at the cathedral, and we'll let you know, and you can maybe come help.
Sheriff, why does it seem like you're always not around when something important happens?
Listen, there's only 5 of us here in the town that are in the police department in this town, and I'm off handling all the mess that's going on since you all have arrived. So,
If we all hadn't arrived, you might have a big
yes, I totally agree that you've helped us out, but that's why I'm a little bit busy right now. So, can I get back to my work, and then you can do back to your adventuring?
And you did say you wanted to interview each of us.
Right. Let me take care of the widow first, and I will come back shortly. So he heads out. Shaylu comes up.
I want to sense motive on the sheriff again.
Okay, go ahead.
Where is this?
Real quick while you're doing that, Dark Knight, I'm thinking about putting together a video because it is extremely difficult to set up. It's not just
I
you.
don't have a clue.
It took us a long time. I actually had some friends help me set it up, and then all of us here have been playing with it. There are a lot of things I still don't know how to use, and that's why sometimes I'm just like, well, let's just figure it out on the fly. So it's not just you. Let me get a little bit better at it, and I'll start maybe putting together a video series on how to set up Fantasy Grounds, because it is a bit tricky and intimidating. All right.
Tricky.
That's exactly what was in my head.
Yeah. So, okay.
He senses nothing. He senses blissfulness, and he's quite happy.
Yes.
Your mic is really far down. I can't hear you that well.
But now.
That's much better. Okay. Yeah. So you sense that
You
he's
could just tell her to speak into her breasts. I mean,
that would work too. Speak at your boobies. So anyway, you sense nothing.
she's not abused.
Skyla's scowling too. She's like, "What?" She's like,
She's upset. You talked about my boobs, not hers.
"Oh."
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Scally can speak into her boobs all she wants. I mean, we're not.
What is that, Trendane?
What is this?
Yes.
This is Andrew's scroll that he.
Oh my
keeps his
god,
daily
I thought
journal
so. I was like, that's a fucking big scroll. Scroll for the win.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay, so the sheriff leaves, and then Shaylu walks up and gives Amiko a big hug. She's like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen you in so long." She's like, "It's been a couple of weeks. What are you talking about? That's a long time. So much stuff has happened. Please come into my room. We need to talk." So Shaylu and Amiku walk out of the room there and head into Amiku's room. So now you all are just sort of sitting there.
I tap the wizard and in Drow ask him if he thinks that soup might be done yet.
I grin at the comedic timing of the drow and relieved to see that she has a sense of humor. And
I don't understand.
she doesn't understand. She doesn't get the joke, but I am laughing at it.
She's fucking hungry, man.
I'm feeling sad that you're laughing at me, and I go back to my corner and carve another shape.
I look at Panry and say, "What did she just say?"
She wants to know if the soup's ready yet.
I look at her and I say, "Hold that. I'll be right back. I got this." So I go to the kitchen.
To find the maid.
Yeah.
He will not be back for 25 minutes.
That's it's giving him too much credit.
23 minutes for the soup.
Well, remember, it was his friendship was very small.
It's not all.
All right, so you get into the kitchen, and the maid is in there. She's bent over the stove, cooking something.
She's bent over.
Yeah, and she's looking in the oven part.
I would like to appraise this.
Okay, you can appraise it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That's my job.
I would like to use sleight of hand.
To get some soup?
Trying to pick a body part.
Yeah.
To get some soup? All right, you can use sleight. What are you going to use sleight of hand for? What are you grabbing at? What are you doing?
What am I grabbing at?
Are you getting some soup?
I'm getting some soup.
And some buns?
Actually.
And some biscuits?
Yes.
Soup and biscuits. Okay, there's soup and biscuits right there.
I would like to utilize my ride skill.
Uh,
I would also like to employ my profession of miner.
49er.
Yeah.
No,
So Andrew is jotting down in his scroll on the table out front while this is going on.
Yeah,
I
this.
would also like to use handle animal.
Oh my god. You're just terrible, squirrel. You're a bad squirrel.
There goes that lawful good.
Nah, Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to re-roll your character.
I'm still at the table, trying my best to console the grieving widow. Unless has she been taken?
Oh,
away
she's
by
completely
the-
gone. Yeah. He's gone.
Oh, she's gone. Okay.
He's been gone about 10 minutes now.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that she left with him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just gonna simply ask the lady, is the soup ready?
Yes. He hands you a bowl of soup and hands you a couple of biscuits.
Okay. Can I get like a big pot of it so our whole?
I will bring it out to everybody. How many are out there?
How many are out there right now? Is it just us?
Yeah, just you right now.
No, there's no other people out there.
There's a Miku and a Shaylu. What's that?
No, they went
But they're
upstairs
going
to their room.
upstairs.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
just
They
wanna
were.
make sure that there was like no other people with us. Yeah, no 5.
Okay, I will bring out 4 more bowls.
$5.
Okay.
$5 foot long.
Foot long.
All right, so he comes back out of the kitchen with some stuff, and she comes out behind with some bowls. The sheriff comes walking back in.
I give my bowl to the drow.
Okay. As you guys are eating lunch, you're pretty much finished up. The sheriff comes walking back in and goes, I need to speak to Shaylu. Where is she?
She said she's got something better to do.
Really?
And from the looks of it, I would agree.
She's in Amiko's room.
Okay, great. So he heads off towards Amiku's room. He closes the door. He's gone for maybe 30 minutes, so you guys are finishing up lunch. The maid comes back out, says, "Can I get you anything else? Anything to drink? Anything?" Fish? We have some fish. And we have some Sprite and soda.
Are there any
sausages.
Cheetos?
No Cheetos. There are no Cheetos.
I'll have a Mountain Dew.
Are there any girls there?
We've got river water. Deal with it.
Yeah, there's girls there.
Expensive Mountain Dew.
Got some murky water.
And they're hot. Okay. All right. So, and while she goes and gets the stuff, she comes back with some fish and some Sprite and some soda. And when that happens, the sheriff comes walking back down with Amiku and also Shaylu. And
Does he have the device in his hand?
no, the device is nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
Okay, so
Does it look like it's in his pants?
if you want to investigate it, do you want to check his pants?
Say, can we hear a faint humming? Damn it, you're making my alignment creep towards chaotic lech. Stop that.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, do you like fish sticks?
Can I roll a dungeon? Can I roll a sense humming?
This is devolving into okay. Let's go. So anyway, the sheriff goes and says, "Look, I got to talk to Miku in the other room, but real quick before I go, Shaylu wanted to talk to you all." So Shaylu comes walking over, and she stands with her arms sort of on the table, and she says, "Baylor's told me of your work against the goblins. Well done. I've dedicated the last several years of my life to keeping them from causing too much trouble around these parts, but they're tenacious and fecund little runts, like weeds that bite. There are 5 major goblin tribes in this region, and traditionally they are pretty good at keeping each other in line with intertribal squabbles and the like. Yet, from what I've been able to piece together, members of all 5 tribes were involved in the raid on Sandpoint. A fair number of the Mosswood goblins I dealt with yesterday are already pretty beat up, and there was a lot of chatter about Longshanks who killed so many of them. Now that I've met you, it seems obvious from the descriptions who they were talking about. Seems like you've made quite an impression. In any event, the fact that the 5 tribes are working together disturbs me. Goblin tribes don't get along unless there's something big planned, and big plans require big bosses. I'm afraid that someone's moved in on the goblins and organized them, and judging from these recent raids, what they're organizing seems to be like bad news for all of us."
So, what do you know about the tribe to the north, about a day away from here?
Well, I can tell you all about the tribes. Trendane, I'm sorry, not Trendane. Andu, would you like to take notes?
On your big scroll.
On your big scroll?
Whip it out.
All right. So, she notes that although goblins live short and violent lives, it's unusual for a single goblin to achieve any real measure of notoriety. But when one does, it is well earned, and currently 6 goblins in the region enjoy the status of hero. There is Big Gugamut. He's an unusually muscular and tall goblin from Mosswood, who is said to have had a hobgoblin for a mother and a wild boar for a father. There's Korvus.
Hell of a party.
I know. There's Korvus, a champion of the Seven-Toothed tribe, as well known for his short temper as for his prized possession, a magical longsword sized for a human that a goblin stubbornly has kept as his own, despite the fact that it was too large for him to properly wield. Corvus vanished several months ago after he supposedly discovered a secret hideout in a cave along the cliffs, but the Seven-Toothed goblins remain convinced he's still out there, a ghost or worse, waiting to murder any goblin who tries to discover his hideout and take his sword. There's Vorka, a notorious goblin cannibal who lives at the Brinestump Marsh, a hero mostly to goblins other than the Lick-Toad tribe. And there's Renwaddle Gutwad, is the obese chieftain of the Brine Stump Goblins, a corpulent monster who is said that never leaves his throne. And Rip Nugget is the leader of the Thistletop Goblins and controls the 5 tribes agree as is the best lair. And finally, there's Bruthalamus, an infamous bugbear ranger who lives in the northern Netherwood and often visits the 5 tribes to trade things he's stolen from caravans for alcohol, news, magic arrows. And Shailu notes that Bruthalamus has a particular hatred of elves and that they have fought on several occasions. To date, neither of them has managed to get the upper hand on the other, but Shailu bitterly vows she won't be the first to fall in their private war. So, there are the tribes and where they're located. The closest to Sandpoint are the Bird Cruncher Goblins, who live in caves along the western edge of the Devil's Platter. Although traditionally these goblins are the least aggressive of the 5.
Sorry.
It's okay. To the south are the Lick-toed Goblins of the Brine Stump Marsh, who are excellent swimmers. East are the Seven-Toothed Goblins of Shank's Wood, goblins who've secured a place for themselves by raiding Sandpoint's junkyard and rebuilding the stolen refuge into armor and weapons. Farther east are the Mosswood Goblins, likely the largest tribe, but the one traditionally held back by feuding families within their own ranks. And finally, there's the Thistletop Goblins, who live on Nettlewood Coast atop a small island that some say holds passing resemblance to a decapitated head. So, that's the layout of the tribes and the goblins in the local area.
You got a map of that?
A disembodied head.
Yeah, a disembodied head, yeah, or decapitated.
Well, no. It's hard to decapitate a head. It has no head to.
The head.
Never thought.
I see what you're saying. Let me see. You want to see a map?
No, I was just asking, did you have a map of all that?
She doesn't. She just kind of points it out. But I'm looking for.
Andrew probably does.
Andrew does, and that's why I'm trying to show it to you. So at least you could point it out to him. I'm just trying to find the map.
Andrew's probably most familiar with the with the goblins between here and the Abbey up north.
Yeah. Why can't I find the map?
I don't know.
Lots of goblins is.
Yeah. I thought it'd be easier to find than this. I'm sorry. Map.
That's okay.
That's what she said. Oh, nothing? Really?
I'm sorry. I'm looking for the map.
And I'm busy.
Why are you trying to buff?
I'm cleaning my desktop.
Oh, no. Panry rolled bluff.
Oh,
Well, I'll have
And
to
I,
find it.
and I
I'm sorry.
perverted it and said, why are you trying to buff?
Well, shit. Okay.
Still nothing.
Squirrel shit. How's your carving going?
Let me roll.
Oh, wow.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Can we see it?
It's quite.
Oh, here it is.
You said it was a dog, didn't you?
Oh no, I finished that one.
Oh, what do
I
what do
gave
you?
that one to the boy.
Oh,
I've moved on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to create such a disturbance by asking if there was a map.
No, there is a map.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew's very familiar with this map, so
Oh,
he can show you where these things are. The Sandpoint is right there above the pyre.
The pyre.
At the very top land part before the sea.
on the coast.
And you can see where Thistletop is, all the way up the coast, to the very top.
I got it.
Nettlewood is up there. There's also a tribe there. There's a tribe to the east. Yeah, to the east,
Well,
and one to the
okay.
south.
So based on this map,
Oh.
where would the tribe that one goblin was talking about to the north be? Did
Which
you say?
which one? There's a couple.
No, one day out, right? So the goblin that we captured and before we assassinated.
Oh, you're asking me where he is? He just said to the
Yeah,
north.
no.
He didn't say specifically.
Yeah. Because at this point he would have lied to us.
What do you mean?
North is the water.
Because north's the
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
Well,
You got to
north
imagine that.
is-
Yeah, goblins don't have the best sense of direction.
He doesn't have a compass either.
So relatively north.
How many miles would we travel in a day?
If on horseback, you could easily travel 10 miles in a day.
On
foot, yeah. And we
It's
could
all goblin-sized.
goblin size, yeah. That's what I was going for. You could go about 5 miles, 6 miles a day on foot as a goblin. Maybe a little faster, maybe almost 10. They wouldn't ride horses, so.
So that could be anywhere. Okay, cool.
All right. Okay. Okay, so that night.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we keep this map as part of our permanent? We can always look at whenever we want to.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, because you have the Sandpoint one in there like that. I was just curious if we could keep that one.
Yep.
I'm horrible on remembering names.
Yeah, that's fine. This is actually what Andy would be having more than everybody else, but
Okay.
it looks like for those of you who are still watching, chat has completely died, and my stream looks like it stopped on Twitch, but I think it's still going. It's just because
your chat's still going.
yeah, I can't see it.
Chat and I see
Somebody-
the stream.
Somebody, yeah, I'm the same. I see both.
Okay, mine it's I see testicles just now. Mine was completely frozen. It was like do that little spinny thing.
Yeah, I saw the
Phrasing,
pizza
Domo.
stuff as it was coming in.
Yep. What was that? Phrasing?
Phrasing.
What did I say?
I see testicles right now.
Oh. Well, he said it. I just saw it.
Right.
He said testicles. I
The
said.
stream and the chat seem fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
All you, man.
put your pants back on. Okay.
No.
All right. Oh, we can
Call
still
me
hear
by
you.
testicles.
I'm your tits. Okay. Okay. So after a while, Sherrick Hemlock leaves. Miku and Shaylu seem to be sitting in the corner chatting. Miku still looks a little bit upset, and you could tell that Shaylu's doing her best to try to calm her down a little bit and be sort of, tender, but it doesn't look like it's in her nature to be that way. So she's sort of like failing at it a little bit. So,
Say, do we have any tender hearts?
any what? Tender hearts? What do you mean? Am I missing something? Sorry.
I think he means people who are capable of consoling someone.
Oh, I
who
see.
is-
Oh. I thought you were asking, like, I'm looking for something like called tender hearts. I'm like, tender hearts. We have tender hearts.
What have I got?
Nope, you're
It's the
creepy.
The drow would be perfect for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Straighten up, you bitch!
I mean,
Cowboy the fuck up!
I've got a point in diplomacy,
Yeah, I'm not very good at diplomacy.
linguistics.
I mean, I have a +2 in diplomacy, but it's not really.
Okay.
It's higher than I've got.
Well, do you guys want to try to console her, or?
I get some charisma, but I don't think that's what she's looking for right now.
I could go get her some soup and say, you had excellent stonework.
Charisma. Yeah, I've only got a +2 in charisma.
We've noted.
I'm not
How about Kaywin?
I'll try.
being a lady.
Dwarven way.
I don't
Whoa!
particularly have a way with words, and my diplomacy is terrible.
All right, so
Damn.
Gavin walks up and is like, "Hey, lady, let
He's Elvis now?
let me talk to you about this in the corner." I just
just happen to have some handcuffs on me.
yeah, and a whip, and a whip.
And a whip.
Oh no!
What?
Oh no! You know what weapon proficiency is required to be able to use a whip, right?
No.
Martial, which if you slightly rearrange the letters is marital.
That's right. They would rearrange. Anagram. All right. So you talk to her, and she's actually looking surprisingly comforted by you. She's like, "Yeah,
That's scary.
thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that to me and trying to calm me down." And Shaylu kind of looks at you like, "Nice job."
It's totally the beard.
It's something. She kind of gently strokes your beard, and she's like, "You're just a sweet little guy, aren't you?"
Oh, yep. Just a little guy.
Wide but little. 2 inches long, 6 inches across.
Little in the middle.
Little in the middle.
I got
Much back. Yep. All right. So you console her, and she's like, "Ah, thank you so much. I'm gonna go lay down now. I'm pretty tired. So it is getting pretty late at night." And Shaylu goes and says, "Is my room still available?" She goes, "It's never left." So she throws her one of the keys, and Shaylu goes upstairs. And what am I missing? Am I missing something that?
She's going up to a room. I can just see Gavin going, "It's dangerous to go alone. Here, take this."
Whereas I was thinking there may have been a flaming chamber pot in there recently.
Different room.
Never mind.
Different room.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Okay. So you. She leaves and heads out, and pretty much the night goes by uneventful at that point. People come in for their evening meals and stuff. The bar gets kind of rowdy. Everyone kind of still regards you in high regard and slaps you on the back and says, "Hey, you guys are great. Let me buy some rounds." And everyone just proceeds to buy all of you some whiskeys and beers, and you guys get a little bit tipsy from all of the lovin', except you. Andrew?
Andrew's not much of a drinker.
Well, they give you a thimble and you get blasted. So.
What is this? Cider? Hard cider? No.
Dickens.
Yeah.
Regular cider, and he's gone.
It's gone. So you go to bed. You kind of help each other up to your rooms and pass out that night.
I carry Andrew.
Exactly.
He's out of it. He's out of it.
You sling him over your shoulder. Yep.
He's rolling on the floor.
Rolling down his back.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't sling him over my shoulder. I just pick him up and come on.
I'm not that drunk.
To bed, little one.
Yep. All right, so that's how you go upstairs for the night, and that's about it. And then the next morning you come downstairs for your breakfast, and you're all feeling a bit hungover, a bit tore up, and you just want to have some breakfast. Well, there is no breakfast, and
The dwarf goes wild.
the dwarf loses his shit. No. Before you know it, there's a little timid, elderly halfling woman that comes walking up. You've seen her around here before. Looks like she kind of handles the laundry, that kind of thing. So you see her. She's walking around, and she comes up, and she says, "Excuse me, have you seen Amiko anywhere?"
Saw her yesterday.
Well, she's not around, and I found this note on the door.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't I have been sleeping in the same room as Amiko?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing happened.
With her and you, no.
You really need
But
to
I had
laugh a little
handcuffs,
more
man.
when you say that.
But I had handcuffs.
Yeah, but you're in them.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Oh,
So she says, I found this note on the door, and I haven't seen her all morning, and she was supposed to be here for morning breakfast. So would you like to read that, Mr. Andu?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me zoom it a bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit small, probably.
Little teeny bit. It says, "Hello, sis. I hope this letter finds you well. And with some free time on your hands, because we've got something of a problem. It's to do with father. Seems that he might have had something to do with Sandpoint's recent troubles with the goblins, and I didn't want to bring the matter to the authorities because..."
uh-oh.
And I was going to look around and make sure that there's nobody else
Mm-mm.
in the room.
No, it's empty. It's the morning time, so.
Okay. We both know he just weaseled his... Hey! You've got some pull here in town, though. If you can meet with me at the Glassworks by midnight tonight, maybe we can figure out how to make sure he faces punishment he deserves. Knock twice, and then 3 times more, and then once more at the delivery entrance, and I'll let you in. In any case, I don't have to impress upon you the delicate nature of this request. If news got out, you know how this local... And immediately, I almost expect to look up and see Errol just slice the man's throat. She won't tell anybody.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true.
So you're safe, or the maid
Yes.
in this case.
Learn some language.
The local rules would assume that you and I
I'm
were
working
in
on
on
my
the whole
wood carving
thing.
right now.
On the whole thing too, don't you? They've got no honor at all around these parts. I still don't understand how you could stand to stay there. Anyway, don't tell anyone about this. There are other complications as well, and ones I'd rather talk to you about in person about tonight. Don't be late. Soto.
That's oh.
So she did not stay in her room last night.
You went
She
up
got
together.
you drunk and then took off.
Mm-hmm.
If you like roofie coladas.
Okay, so the little woman is...
Dude.
The little woman's named Bethana, and she explains that Suo was something of a scandal when he was born back in 4688, a year before Amico. Since he is a half-elf, Bethana sagely noted with big eyes that neither Amico's parents are elves. It was obvious that old Lanjiku wasn't the boy's father, and his rage at the discovery of his wife's indiscretion was the talk of the town for months. Lanjiku's wife, Atsui, never revealed who the father was, and a testament to Lanjiku's stubbornness, they remained married. Suo was handed over to Tundarak Academy to be raised outside of the Kajitsu family, ignored by his father and forbidden visits from his mother. Amiku started visiting him in secret once she learned that his existence at the age of 10, visiting him a few times a month to bring him company. To keep him company, bring him food, and promised him that someday things would all get sorted out. All that changed in... What's that?
Bringing him company, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. All that changed in 4705 when they had a terrible argument in which Suo struck Amiku. Bethana doesn't know what the argument was about or whatever was sent to Amico away, or whatever it was, sent Amico away from Sandpoint for a year. During that time, she made a living as an adventurer. She returned to Sandpoint a year later to attend her mother's funeral. Suo was quite public in his opinion that father had pushed Suo off a cliff to her death, and during the funeral there was a confrontation. Lanjiku nearly broke to Suo's jaw with his cane, after which Suo cursed him and left Sandpoint. Amico has tried to reestablish contact with him ever since, but has never been able to track him down. And Bethana is worried that Suo is up to no good since Sheriff Hemlock's out of town and the PCs are the only ones she can turn to. She begs them to head over to the Glassworks and find out what happened to Amico as soon as possible. And I think that might be where we will stop tonight, unless you guys have any other things you would like to do.